Hi, welcome, bienvenidos. It's your girl Yesi, and I'm back with another video. So, since fall is approaching, I wanted to mention, I would say my top 5 eyeshadow palettes for fall. For me, when I think of fall, I think of like a sunset kind of color, like the leaves changing. So greens, burgundies, eggplant colors, like the really dark purples. Those are the colors that I think about when I think about fall. Or those are the colors that I associate with fall. So I have a few old palettes, and then I have 3 newer palettes, just so we can bring a balance, just in case you don't have them. But if you're interested, then keep on watching. Okay guys, so I have a few palettes here. I'm going to start with the brand new palettes, or more recent palettes I should say, that remind me of fall and that I think would be great for this upcoming fall season. So one of the palettes that I think would be great is a Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl palette. Now I love this palette. I featured it on my channel a couple of times. I love the nude tones, and I love this pop of color. Like, I love everything about this palette. It's beautiful, and I think it'd be great for fall. It has those brown colors, the copper colors. It has a whole array of, like, you know, copper, browns, sienna colors, this pop of purple. I think it would be great for fall. Another palette that I think would be great for fall is the Coca-Cola x Morphe Cherry Coke palette. I also featured this palette in my channel. I love this palette. I love the color scheme in this palette. I love the colors. Again, it's beautiful for fall. See, it has that red, those deep browns, like I don't know about the pinky shade, but overall, it's a nice palette for fall. So, kind of reminds me of a sunset palette. So I think this would be a great palette for fall. In a more neutral tone palette that I think would be great for fall is the Tarte for the eyes. I love this palette. It's amazing. If you're able to get your hands on it, I think it'd be a great fall palette, just because this is like your everyday neutral shades. You can go from really dark to really light. It has those glitters that are really nice, and then it has these 2 creams. Obviously it has like the little protector so the powder doesn't get into your creams, but this is really good, and I would highly recommend this palette if you're able to get your hands on them. So yeah, these are my most recent eyeshadow palettes that I tried that remind me of fall, or that I know for sure I'm going to be using this fall. A few of the past eyeshadow palettes that have come out that I've used in fall, like the fall season, is this is the ABH Master Palette by Mario. This was a limited edition palette, but when I seen this palette, man, this is perfection. This is your fall palette right here. It has that dark, it looks black, your light bone color. It has your brown siennas. It has this beautiful green in there that I typically used in the fall. So this eyeshadow palette is perfection. If you have this palette, you don't need the others, but it's just so beautiful. And I know it's limited edition, but I'm pretty sure most of you, if not all, have this palette because everyone went crazy when it came out. So that's one of the palettes. The other palette is the Tartelette Toasted palette. It looks like this. This is a beautiful palette. It's neutral tone. This is kind of like the Patrick Ta. Not the same formulas, but I would say like in the color scheme. It's similar to the Patrick Ta eyeshadow palette. So if you have this one, then you don't need the Patrick Ta eyeshadow palette because the color scheme is the same, not the formula. The formula is very different. These are a bit more dry, unlike the Patrick Ta eyeshadow palette. They're so creamy, they're so pigmented. Love that palette. Anyways, this is not a dupes video, but I'm not saying that it's a dupe, but the color scheme is similar. So this would be a great palette for fall. Another palette that reminds me of the ABH Master Palette by Mario is the Supreme Nudes eyeshadow palette from artist Couture. Man, these colors are beautiful. Look at this. Look at these colors. These colors remind me of that palette. And they're beautiful. See, it has that dark brown, the green, the orange, the sienna colors. This is a beautiful palette for fall. And actually, if you don't have that palette, you can definitely get away by using this palette right here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful palette. Okay, so I know I mentioned one. I know I said 5, but I have 6 and I have a 7. Just because I'm trying to bring an array of eyeshadow palettes. My last palette that I think would be great for fall is this Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. It looks like this. This is her first midi eyeshadow palette, and she did not disappoint. I love Natasha Denona. I love her formula. So I had to get this palette. See, this one has a little bit more color, like the yellow, the orange, the dark pinks, the berry colors, you know. I think this would be great for fall as well. Especially if you like to, you know, play around with colorful looks, this would be a good palette for you to play around. And this retails for $65. As a matter of fact, this is on sale for $32.50 on Sephora. So if you've been eyeing her palettes, check out Sephora. They have it for $32.50. They also have Natasha Denona's Love palette. That also is on sale for $32.50. That's a bargain because originally they retail for $65. So if you've been meaning to get one of her palettes, but you know the price tag is a bit up there, check Sephora out. But anywho, these are all the palettes that I think would be great for fall. These are the palettes that I'm most likely going to be using this upcoming fall season, along with newer ones. So yeah, this is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next one.